Hi everyone, welcome back to Quirky Pineapples. If you're new here, I'm Vina, a plant-based recipe developer and food blogger, and I'm back today to show you one of my absolute favorite tofu recipes that I personally think will convert any tofu hater that you might have in your proximity. And that is my crispy mango gochujang tofu. And usually I put it in a sandwich, but this time we're putting it in a bao, mostly because this has been my obsession meal lately. And Husbatron can definitely attest for it. It's been my obsession, but it's absolutely bomb. So let's get started. We're going to start out with the tofu first and foremost, and then we'll get into our slaw. So all that I have here is some tofu that I cut widthwise. I think I got about 8 slices out of it, and then I marinated it in some soy sauce and some rice vinegar. I think I did that for about 2 to 3 hours. The longer you marinate your tofu, the more flavor you will have. I would also recommend, if you wanted to have more of sort of that meaty texture, to freeze your tofu first and then let it thaw at room temperature and then do this. I didn't do that this time, mostly because I am getting very used to the texture of tofu. But if you're making it for someone who isn't super familiar with tofu, or you don't really like that bounce of tofu so much, then I highly recommend trying that freezing method. To me, it is the closest you're going to get to making tofu taste meaty and giving it that extra chew. All right, so aside from my tofu, I have some cornstarch here, I have some plant milk, and I have some panko breadcrumbs that I've seasoned with some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder. I've just got my herbs and stuff here. We can ignore that for now. And then I have some oil that is heating up. So kind of going to do that whole 3-step process where you go dry, wet, and then get your breadcrumbs together. So I'm going to dip it into the cornstarch first, which is always a strange feeling, and then into the milk. It's like, what I got the fork for if I'm not going to use it. And then take it over and dip it into my panko breadcrumbs. Now, I know some people have a really, really good method for doing this. I would love to say that I do too, but frankly, I don't. If you were to see me do this off camera, you're going to see me go to my sink several times to rinse my fingers off, because I don't understand one hand wet, one hand dry. But if you got tips for me, drop it in the comments. All right, so that's going into the oil. We'll probably only do about 3 of these at a time because I don't want to bring down the temperature of my oil too much. But yes, so we're just going to repeat this step until they're nice and fried and golden brown. If you wanted to do this in your air fryer, I'm pretty sure you could, just by spraying a little bit of oil on the breaded tofu, or you could do the same thing, spray a little bit of oil on and put it in the oven. However, this is one of my Saturday, Sunday type of meals, and so I'm not particularly worried about frying it. All right, so we're just gonna fry those up, and then we'll get started on our coleslaw. That's gonna go into the bao buns. Yes, I know bao and bun is the same exact word, but I just want you to know what it is that I'm making. But we'll make our coleslaw while these are frying up. All right, so my tofu is now all nice and crispy and golden brown. So we're gonna get started on the coleslaw. So I just have some run-of-the-mill slaw mix. You could buy cabbage and shave it off if you want to. You do what you do in your own home, but I find it easier to just grab a pack of slaw mix. But fun fact about me, I can't stand coleslaw. But what I realize is I just don't like regular coleslaw where it's just mayonnaise. So we're not doing that. We're going to make a nice flavorful coleslaw by adding some boosters to it. And so I'm going to add in some green onion. Not a ton, just a little bit, probably, maybe about a couple of tablespoons worth of green onion. just for some, I don't know, some extra flavor, just some extra kick. And then some cilantro that I'm just gonna finely chop. And it's really just like a small handful. You can put as much or as little as you like, just based on what your tastes are. And then, like I said, we're not just gonna do a plain mayo-based coleslaw. We're going to do a nice, like, spicy Sriracha slaw. All right. Let's get all that off to the side. All right. So for our slaw base, I'm going to do a couple of tablespoons of vegan mayo. You can use yogurt if you want to, but again, this is one of my Saturday, Sunday night meals. It's one of my 20 meals. So yeah. And then an equal amount of Sriracha, or again, you do you. You see what you can handle as far as heat. And then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of rice vinegar. This also will be really good with maybe a squeeze of lime if you're into that type of thing. All right. And that rice vinegar is just going to give us a little bit of tang. And then we will mix it all together. So it's nice and emulsified. Very nice. And then toss it with our coleslaw. You will notice I pulled my hair up because I did not want my hair in the coleslaw. And I just feel like one of you guys, the way that we roll on this channel, will be like, ugh, girl, your hair is in your coleslaw. Who you serving that to? No, we're not doing that. So the hair went back. I also was afraid of deep frying it. So, yeah. All right. So now we've got a nice, super flavorful slaw to go on to our bao. Okay. All right. So now we're not stopping there, because remember at the beginning I said we had crispy mango gochujang tofu. So we got the crispy part done. So now we're going to make that delicious mango gochujang sauce that those are going to get dipped into. So it is mango gochujang sauce time. So depending on whether you can handle spice or not, I have mild, you can use hot, you can adjust how much gochujang you put in, but I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of gochujang paste. All right, that's going to have fun not wanting to come off. About a 1/4 cup of mango, just some chunks. I just used my frozen that I thawed out. Let's see here. Sorry. A tablespoon of soy sauce. There we go. And I want to make sure that we ain't messing up these flavors. A tablespoon of rice vinegar. Look here. I don't remember every single thing that I make by heart, because that would be really cool though, actually, if I could. Another tablespoon of rice vinegar. All right. And then about 2 tablespoons of agave. As you can see, I'm running out, so this is maybe gonna give me 2 tablespoons. I just really didn't want to use maple syrup. You could use maple syrup if you really wanted to, if you want that flavor, but I just feel like this isn't one of those things that I want having a mapley flavor to it. Oh, and I almost forgot, a couple cloves of garlic, because again, we are all about the flavor today, and some fresh garlic is going to definitely give you that flavor. Now here's the thing, I wouldn't eat this, I wouldn't like make this like when you're inviting like your boo over or something like that, because your breath is going to hum a little bit, but it's going to be tasty, so you might be able to impress them with it, you know. All right, so I'm just going to blend this up, and then it'll be nice and smooth and ready to dip our tofu into. Now our sauce is nice and smooth and delicious and tangy and sweet and spicy, all that. We've got our spicy creamy slaw. I've cut up a few cucumbers just to add a little extra like coolness and crunch to our bao. So I'm just going to take the tofu and dip it into the sauce, which I feel like, I don't know why I didn't use my tongs for that. And then I have my bao here, and I'm trying to keep it covered because once you uncover them, they get a little bit dry. I don't have a steamer basket, one of those like bamboo steamer baskets, so I just put mine in the microwave. I will say it took me a little while to find some bao that were vegan friendly, like that didn't have any milk in them. But I was able to find mine from H Mart. So I'll make sure to put the brand that I found down below. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of slaw, a couple of cucumbers, and then go ahead and get that nice saucy, spicy tofu on there. Oh my gosh. Ooh, will you look at that? Looks delicious. Okay, so I'm actually not going to be the one to do the taste test. I'm actually going to have a guest. And so this particular guest is very special to me. We're going to call him Brother Tron for right now. It's my brother, who, if I'm not mistaken, come on over. If I'm not mistaken, have you had the any tofu before?
I've had tofu before, but not like this.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to you. I'm gonna have you do the taste test because I've had it before and I know that it's bomb. But here's the thing, Brother Tron is super, super honest. And so he will tell me on or off camera whether this is actually good or not, and whether he would ever eat something like this again. So as someone who's never had tofu, I mean, I don't think you necessarily are like, oh, I hate tofu. You just haven't had it before.
Not like this.
Okay.
Tofu, don't have it often, but the way this is done, this is different.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm dripping here now.
Okay. We'll get you a towel.
Okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right, give it a try.
All right. Once again, throughout life, my little sister here,
See, that's some sauces.
younger sister, has had me eating out of the palm of her hand. I'm about to do it again. Let's see what we got, sis. Hold on. Sometimes it.
We want you to sit in here.
One more bite. Okay. Okay.
You can sit here if you want.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, definitely like it.
Okay.
Definitely like it.
That says a lot. Here you go.
And let me analyze what I like about it. So, this bread here, what we have here, what kind of bun is that?
Bao.
The bao is soft.
It's soft and fluffy, yes.
I like that. And the tofu is crispy.
Does it have like a good flavor?
So the tofu is actually seems kind of blandish. But it's okay because the sauce is like sweet, tangy, spicy.
Okay.
So without the sauce, I think the tofu would just be, it'd be pretty.
It would just be aight.
But the sauce, mix that blend. Got the coleslaw here, cucumbers with the bao. Got a full meal right there.
Okay.
I would definitely try that again, and I'll try it from you. But I would say the sauce is what
really makes it.
Yeah, sauce.
I'm very proud of that sauce.
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take that with me.
Yeah, go ahead and take it with you. Here, I'll give you the bowl so you're not dripping all over my...
Got my bao in my bowl. Thank you, sir.
All right, so there you have it. So here's the thing, though. The more that you allow that tofu to marinate in your soy sauce and your rice vinegar, the deeper that flavor is going to get. And even, like I said, freezing it, it gives it that spongy texture that's going to suck up all of the flavor that you put into it. Now, like I said, I marinated mine for a couple of hours, but usually if I know that I'm going to make this like a day in advance, I would get this together like the night before and let it marinate the night before, which I usually will do because I don't like bland tofu either. I don't know anybody who likes bland tofu, but marinate it overnight, and then that tofu in the inside is going to have like lots of flavor. It'll have developed really well. But even if you don't want to do that, the sauce and the slaw alone are going to give it that really nice punch. So yeah, so obviously I can't say that I converted my brother because he never was a tofu hater to begin with, but I do challenge you, feed this to somebody who in particular is not a huge fan of tofu, and I think that you could possibly convert them. Or if you're trying to get your family to eat like meatless Mondays or something like that, I think they thoroughly enjoy it. But yeah, so there you have it. I don't have my example in front of me because Brother Tron ran off with it, but that just shows you how good it is. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful that you guys continue to join me for these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For this particular recipe, it is on quirkypineapples.com. I'll make sure to put the QR code here for you, and I'll make sure I put the link in the description, as well as those vegan bao. I think they're accidentally vegan, but the vegan bao, the type that I got, I think I picked them up from 99 Rand, so I'll put those details down for you if you wanted to try it out on bao. Sometimes I eat these on sandwiches just with a really high quality bread, so you could do that too if you can't find bao in your area. But yeah, so thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.